and on the possibility of your unmaterialistic subatomic philosophy ever taking root? What is the immediate impact of this cultural globalization?
I do only what I can.
What is the immediate impact?
I have done the best that I can. I will do the best that I can. I'm not finished with it.
No, you've got to answer the questions if we're going to do the interview.
Do the best that I can.
I'm asking you questions. First of all, comment on...
If it takes root, good. If it doesn't, well...
First of all, comment on the global cultural materialism.
What?
Global culture.
It's taking over.
What is it doing? How do you see it affecting local populations?
Everybody's going to think the same way.
Okay. Why aren't people...
That's good. That is good. You know why? Because at the same time, that will also give me the capacity to bring my message all at once. I could stand right here and send it out these signals. All these people will hear it all at once. I will be in a position to speak to the entire world at the same time. If I could get past the bureaucracy.
You think they're going to let you do it?
You know, you never know. You never know. Yeah.
I doubt it.
You know, they said one time, somebody told me that I could sell snow to the Eskimos. So, I mean...
Well, you say here, you're very confident. You said the ideas of the quote-unquote new philosophical world will be broadcast worldwide and quickly.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
You know, I have a lot of people right now in the establishment who respect me and would open up a way for the things that I say, just based, not on this book, but based on the 5 albums and my performances over a period of 15 years or 20 years, okay? So they're out there. I have people out there now. So if, you know, with this book and this year, I hope to come out with a new album and this video that you and I are making.
The discovery of absolute truth, you write, will make us all spontaneous priests in the subatomic cathedral of the universe.
I just said that.
Okay. Why do you, given the animosity you've just expressed against organized religion, why do you keep on stealing their words and their phrases? Cathedrals, priests, are you so influenced? One would think that you would drop them off like the skin on a snake, but you keep them up there. Is it tongue-in-cheek or...?
Well, the word cathedral does not belong to the church. It belongs to the English language. So I speak English. So, I mean, you know, the church is not on the language.
Well, most people, when they say cathedral, mean a church. A church in a major city is a cathedral. That's what it's the seat of the bishop, literally.
And I use it to people who are part of that world to say that they don't need a cathedral made of bricks, that they have already a cathedral that's made up of atoms, the entire universe.
Because so you're talking to the people in the language that they understand, without accepting it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could have called the cathedral a Javagini, and they wouldn't have caught it. Right?
But if everybody is a spontaneous priest in their own bedroom, so to speak, how do they all come to the same...
In their own cathedral.
In their own cathedral, in their own home, or whatever. How do they come to the same conclusion? How
their home is a cathedral.
Yeah.
And because their home is in the universe. Go ahead. You don't have to be outside to be in the universe.
Well, Christianity says that the body is the home of the spirit.
And? Whose spirit? The individual spirit.
The Spirit of God.
Yeah, so? Okay, that's almost what Copernicus says, in a sense. That Magava is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but there's nothing wrong in having similarities, but I'm not saying the same thing. Because they don't define spirit. I do.
How can absolute truth be relative? Can it? Can it be absolute and relative at the same time? Because
I don't think so.
With your provisos, you seem to be making it relative. You're saying that it may not be this way. It may not. Magava may not exist. The subatomic world may not exist.
Well, I explained why I said the Magava would not exist, because I made a special, because Magava is made...
That single molecule that's indivisible
about 20 subatomic particles. And Magava takes in all of that. But what I did say, that if we did find the ultimate basic particle of which everything is made, that I just like to put that into its special place. And if it is in a special place, then Magava would be a place made up of indivisible particles. And so if something can be broken down and something is made up of particles that have infinite self-energy, then these particles can be are non-existent because they are in constant change. And then, of course, ma, which is that basic particle, would be somewhere else, but although in Magava. But I just made a special place for it. I didn't mean to cause a problem. Maybe I caused the problem, but so what? Think a little harder. Is it clear, or is it clear as mud?
It's clear as crystal. But I'd like to focus a little bit on the role of the artist. You're an artist yourself. Do you see yourself firstly and foremost as an artist or as a philosopher?
Philosopher.
Philosopher.
I grow through art. I'm a philosopher who uses art to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I have grown through art because art forces me to deal with myself and deal with myself in the deepest and hardest way. And in dealing with myself, I'm bringing that out. And bringing that out, I get to understand what I am. Do you know, we don't know most of what we know. We talked about that before. I can write poetry that takes me 2 years to understand. I said that to you before. We know so much, and we don't know that we know it.
Let me ask you a question.
So I don't understand. Well, no, let me finish. We know, and that's not a good thing. We're supposed to know what we know. And sometimes we're even afraid to know what we know. No, I don't like that. Art, true art, where you are dealing with the depths of your soul, you bring that out and you're able to see it, whether it's in a painting, writing a piece of music, or performance, or in a poem, anything. You bring that, whatever form it takes, and you're able to see it, then you come to understand it.
You say here, once we declare an idea as absolute truth, it will only actually be the best that we can see.
Yeah.
So what's the use of calling it absolute truth?
Well, you shouldn't.
Instead of calling it
no, it's a
the
mistake.
truth of the moment?
It's a mistake.
The
Well,
truth as I understand it now, which may change tomorrow and may change
You're
in
pulling
10
something
years.
out of context, okay? That's dangerous about pulling things out of context because he says you should not do that
our
because
whole conversation is the context.
Okay, yeah,
It's all
well,
right.
no, the text is the context, not our conversation. The text is
Based
the
on the
context of the
text.
statement.
Right,
Okay.
right.
The point is that every generation likes to say, this is the truth. This is the absolute truth. You know, and they like to say it like, our truth is better than their truth. You know, and it's been going on since day one. You know how many religions have fallen and died and new religions take over? Because their truth was no good? So all I'm saying is that it's a mistake. If I come around and say, this is absolute truth, this is it, you know, you shouldn't do that. This is what I believe right now. This is not absolute truth. Humanity will probably never know when it has absolute truth.
Nothing exists. Nothing exists.